Let's go and start with creating texture inside the Photoshop. Very primitive texture that we can use to look like grass, so we can use this inside our plant factory. So for this, we'll go to create file, new, and we can create high resolution, but I think even we just created 1000 by 1000, that will work more than we needed. Actually, no, maybe less, maybe 1000 by 300. Actually, 300 width and 1000 height. There you go. Okay, so we'll create kind of like look element, so we can add a grass texture. And grass is just variations of different greens, and we can create kind of slide over that. So let's go ahead, fill this with a color, and we're going to just fill with the white. And next, we're going to create a gradient. Actually, you know what? Let's go with a noise. So I'm selecting the primary color. We'll do one simpler, dark green. Secondary, maybe like right here. We'll go to filter, noise, add noise. We don't want monochromatic. Actually, maybe about monochromatic this way. So this is one. Filter, blur, motion blur. $90. Let's go click OK. This will be one overlay. Next, we're creating a new layer. And let's fill up. And we'll go to filter, render, clouds. Remember, we have two colors we set for this one. Next, we'll go filter, blur, motion blur. Another one. Okay, a little bit more like this. Okay, and we'll blend as a soft light. Let's see what we have. Multiply, maybe work a little bit better. To this noise, we can create another layer. Let's do again a little bit more noise with this. So filter, noise, add noise. Oops, we need to fill up with some color. Filter, add noise. So we'll add a little bit more like around here. Again, filter, blur, motion blur again. Okay, and let's go this one a little bit on a soft light or overlay. We can do overlay a little bit harder. Right here, it's because motion blur, how it works, that is okay. And I actually want maybe add a little bit different color. So we'll select brush. Let's convert to the kind of yellowish brownish, and we just go add on the sides. And convert again to the soft light. So just very, very simple element. We could actually just take an cut. Let's just leave it down. Maybe like this. Okay, don't need to do too much fancy stuff. We have this. If you want it, we can add some bump map to this to creating, but I think just as example that should work. And we'll want to save this as a JPEG file. Okay, I think we're kind of done. Let's go back to our element, and we have it right here, our grass. So next we need to go inside the materials. And you know what, actually maybe it's too big patch. Let's go inside the Hydra and just see if we can increase radius maybe to 8 and this to 3. So just make a little bit wider. Yeah, I think that one a little bit maybe better looking. Again, we can play a little bit more. 8 centimeters, maybe much. Let's go 12 and 5. Just spread a little bit bigger. Yeah, maybe that one a little bit better. Again, this is dependent 12. Again, smaller, you can go even more. So you got half of meter. So this way, it's spread quite a bit more. So I don't know if that was maybe too much, half meter. Maybe that one clumping a little bit better if we do this way. Again, we can increase intensity there by simply going in our repeat, you remember, and we can actually pop up maybe even 4 to repeat. So this way we'll have it more instance covering. Okay, take a little bit time to update our geometry, because remember we add 4 iterations. It's quite a bit. But again, that way we can create a nice distribution. Okay, there you go. So let's go now back to our stem. And notice we have it several. We have it our body, cup, and blades. Blades is what important. So let's go ahead and we double time click to open material editor. So in material editor, on the main color, I want to just go and says mapped picture. From mapped picture, let's go to navigate to our place where we save the image. Okay, and it will be our grass. We'll select, click OK, and this will apply our element. The one thing what we want to be sure it says object parametric, it's what we wanted. And we can add some variation to these, but I think that should work just fine by itself. Next, inside the highlights, let's add a little bit of the highlights to this. So we'll add a bit kind of yellowish highlights, and I want to make them dual and just a little bit, not too much, just a little bit adjustment down. Okay. Let's go ahead, click OK. And because our grass, it's a small, will be far away, I don't need to worry too much about some other like bump map or other elements. So now we can go ahead and click render. So let's preview, see what we have it. And I think it's look a little bit too dark. So our grass, so we can go a little bit more inside the blade material. And we can look on the colors. Let's go to reset this color, and this is maybe look a little bit too dark. It's not showing, so we can modify, pop up just a little bit brightness overlay overall. See, so it will be just a little bit brighter, I think. Okay, we don't need to worry about highlights. Our effects, our ambient, just pop up a little bit. That's all this is good. Let's go click OK. And one thing we have here is a segment. You remember on the bottom. So what we want to do is click down and select second default. We could rename this default to different. So we should name it, it's probably green grass. So in this case, we know when we select it won't be just second default, it will be green grass. But in this case, we'll just set like this. Okay, so this is about all what we want to create. We'll adjust a little bit smoother. The next, what of course you want to do in this case, we can go and save this grass so we can use it inside the view. And to do this, we need to go inside the file here and export to view as a species. So let's go ahead and we'll name it grass. Okay, everything by default, and we'll go save it. It's take a few seconds to create render preview picture. And when it's done, completed, it will be saved. So then we can go ahead, click OK. Next, let's go inside the view. And right here we have our terrain. It's about 10 meters, small terrain. So I want to create a new layer. Convert on materials this new layer to ecosystem. Let's go in general and we'll add plant. So we'll go navigate for our plant. Right here, manual browse, and we'll select the grass. Click OK. It says it's a TPF mesh, so yes, we do that. It's take a little bit time till it's preloading. And when it's done loading, we can click populate. Again, it may have it weird places how it will go populate, like we can see the big patches around. We also did not necessarily set a 0 point, but I think that may work. So let's go pop-up density, click populate even more. Click OK now. So let's go ahead. And we'll take our main camera and move way above so we can preview our grass. Notice it is point on the ground does not necessarily set correctly. So then we can adjust this by going inside the terrain editor again, well, material editor. And if you have sometimes problem with this, you can always populate offset from the ground. So I'm going to offset minus 0.5. Maybe it's too much, 0.5 meters. Let's go see. That should bring grass a little bit more down, a little bit more to the ground, you know, maybe even more. Minus 0.6. Click populate. Okay, that's a little bit better. And we'll take our main camera, move a little bit out so we can preview better. Okay, and let's go ahead, click on render. And you can see right here we have actually very nice grass patches. It's what we created. So we can actually come closer to our grass patch. Let's render close up. You can see we have also texture coming very good. Okay, let's go even get closer maybe. Like very close to the grass. Right here. So let's go ahead and render. And we can see we have nice close up on the grass elements. Again, this is grass designed not for close up. This is mostly designed so you can create maybe on a background and go away, maybe around this area, around here. So from about this distance. The other suggestion, just tip for you, if you're creating grass like this, you don't want to populate too much. Of course, you can go inside the terrain material and says, hey, I want increased density all over. So it will create like all cover. But also what I recommend for you to go and create underlying materials matching this. For example, we're going right here and we'll select underlying material. So we'll select somewhat similar to grass colors. Okay, let's go set color 2. A little bit smoothness on this. Click OK, and let's render. And you can see as coming up, it's very nice grass covering for this our terrain. Even if we add with a little bit terrain, if we even reduce a little bit density, you know, maybe a little bit more. Okay, like right here. Okay, and let's, you know what, let's go render a little bit larger so we can see better. And you can see with the right underlying material, our grass will match very good. So like right in this area. And you know what, let me actually just create maybe underlying material everywhere so we can match. And you can see how the grass patch will come up. But I think overall it is not, it's a very easy, very fast way to create your own grass different types as you like it. And of course you can modify to create all additional properties as well. And you know what, let me do this. Let me go ahead, click OK here, closing, and we'll just overall take a ground. Let's edit our ground. So before we'll just add similar to the grass coloring right there. So just overall fill up. Click OK. We can take our sun position. Just bring a little bit closer. Okay. think this way work a little bit. Maybe a little bit more on the lights. I want to see the highlights coming up. And we'll just aerial perspective, pop up quality, sky, lighting. Let's go pop up quality a little bit here as well. Click OK. Sun maybe a little bit too low. There you go. Okay, so let's go render this as well. And you can see as a render, we have nice grass patches. We don't need to worry too much about the texturing. We could just play a little bit more, but I think overall texturing going okay. But we have it with this nice patch of the grass. We can do also going very crazy if you need it. Go to terrain, right click, copy material, go to the ground and paste this material. It will should ask us if you want echoes dynamic populations. Yes, one dynamic population. And let's go just for fun right now, just render. Before we do this, let me adjust my camera slightly. Bring this one closer, like right here. Okay, we'll go to atmosphere editor. If we're creating picture, let's create right way. We'll add new clouds. Okay, let's go to open and preload also spectral clouds. Spectral 2, big cumulus. Sky fog, our haze a little bit too much. I want to take a little bit haze down. But we'll pop up a little bit on decay. And maybe on a fog. Let me see if the arrow fog will look. Maybe less on the fog and a little bit more on the sun. There you go. Let's go stop this 15. Quality list is 0. Click OK and let's render. So this is maybe take some time to render. So I'm going to and come back when render is completed, so we'll see how crazy. And you can see it's like more than billion. It's 1 trillion whatever polygons. It's going a very crazy number, but we're creating all of this dynamic grass, so we can check, see how it will do it. Okay, so right here our render is completed. It took us about 12 minutes, but it's not bad. If you look, we populated with the grass that we created inside the plant factory, and with the global population it took, what is this, 1,158,719,000,000 and so on polygons. So it's actually an insane amount of polygons we can handle, but overall, so we can do it. And thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you find them useful. If you like them, please give a thumbs up on YouTube. If you purchase, you will get it, of course, bonus pack with all project files and textures. And if you support on the Patreon, your support greatly appreciated. And of course, all these tutorials on Patreon you can access for free. Thank you again.